It's our first walkover of the season. And we're heading over to the other side of the expansive Studio 9 to hang out with Frankie Corrado, our NHL analyst. Calls a lot of Habs games. Let's talk about the Habs. Frankie, first of all, Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, man. Nice
How are you?
Yeah, it's all good. You?
Pretty good. Nice win by the Habs.
Yeah.
Overtime win at home, and now they're in a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. In fact, they're in a very similar spot, almost the exact same spot as far as their record as they were last year.
It's crazy. Last year, coming off that post-Christmas trip, they were 500. They lost 6-1 to Buffalo. They lost 4 of their next 5. Now they come back to the Bell Center, and they beat Vancouver on home ice, and they come back to win the game. So it does feel different.
And overall, are we still in a rebuild here, or are we starting to actually think, like, whoa, this team maybe could actually make the postseason?
Listen, it's baby steps with this group, because at one point this was the worst defensive team in the NHL earlier this year, and it was going away. Now they've improved so much, and there's so much to like about what the group is doing now. Everyone's slotted a little better. Like right now, the talk of the town is the fourth line is unbelievable. And a night like tonight, like Cole Caulfield has been playing great. You got a little bit from everyone. Lane Hudson had a nice night. But the big thing that, I take out of this game is that they let in those 2 goals in the second period, Jay. And when that would happen in the past, that was it. It was game over. Like, you lost the momentum and you couldn't get it back. And then Caulfield takes the late penalty, you give up the lead again, and they still find a way to win the game. Like, there's a resilience about this group that's very likable. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're seeing the results. So the process is right, you're seeing the results, and that instills a certain confidence in the group. And that's how they're playing. They're playing confident, but everyone's slotted in a good position. Like, Marty St. Louis can roll 4 lines. Goaltending has been really good.
Yep.
So as much as they were in, the same position as last year coming home, it's different. It's different because, like, this team can do more with what they have, and they have shown that.
Marty St. Louis grew that goatee. Everything changed.
We had that. we had that on a game, and I think we started it in Vegas, or Tampa, where we had the side by side.
Yeah.
No beard, and we said it's got to stay now. Like, it's kind of like yours.
It's bizarro, Marty St. Louis, is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a Canucks fan, this might be one of those rare nights where, you get the W, but the fact that JT Miller had a 4-point night and had 2 goals, and he was struggling so much, and we know about the season he has had out of the lineup, the issues with Pettersson, not just a turning point in the season, but if you're a Canucks fan, this has to be really encouraging about JT Miller.
It is. It feels like it's a lot on him, right? Like, there's been so much talk around JT Miller and what's going on with Elias Pettersson, and he hasn't scored. Well, his impact was huge in this game. He gets the 2 goals, he gets the 2 assists, and it was interesting watching his reactions to the goals, because for me, JT Miller is always that kind of emotional heartbeat of this team, like the guy that has to wear his heart on his sleeve. And then you watch him, is it all business with him, or is it just like, I can't get too high, I can't get too low, because when I get too high, like, it takes me away from that, guys call it that flow state, where everything just feels like it's going well for you. But, like, with Pettersson out, and, I'm sure he'll be back soon, Hronik's still out, Demko's out, Quinn Hughes has just come back. Like, there's been so many injuries. So there's a lot on JT Miller's plate, not to mention the stuff, like, outside of the game. But I thought that was a really good performance for him. Now, you can't expect him to have 4 points like that every night. But, like, there's a lot on his plate. And a night like tonight, he really delivered. And, you leave a point on the table, and all these points they matter for the Canucks, because now they're in a playoff race in the Western Conference, where 1 point here or there is going to make all the difference.
And Quinn Hughes, you mentioned Quinn Hughes back in the lineup, had 2 points in his 400th career game.